What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So I'm gonna do a trade recap, market recap based off with the analysis that I sent you guys early this morning. So this morning, the only position that I end up taking was gold. I did not trade US30 due to the fact that US30 has not been doing anything throughout the whole entire day. As you guys can see, it's just been in the same exact spot, pretty much just consolidating, right? But I'm still going to be waiting for those moves that I gave you guys the analysis this morning, right? So pull back here for buys, pull back there for sells, right? And then obviously we're just going to wait to see what happens tomorrow. If tomorrow we start seeing those changes, or let's say that we start pretty much switching structure, then I'll just give you guys a new analysis. So we're gonna go into gold. So this morning we did catch a very easy setup, right? So we caught two trades over here this morning, which was the sell position that played out for 1 and 3 risk to reward. That gave me over 240 pips. I did not give you guys this breakdown over here. This was just sent in the VIP group, but I did send you guys this breakdown for this buy position. I'm gonna explain to you guys that I also took a loss with those buy position, which I'm gonna explain to you guys exactly how did I re-enter, right? But the setup this morning was very simple. As you guys can see, it was just pretty much just going along with the trend. As you guys can see, we're just simply heading to the upside, creating higher highs and higher lows. You guys can see that we perfectly broke into the upside. This one pretty much broke above this area of resistance, got the pullback, used as support, broke back into the upside. As you guys can see, price is pretty much doing the same exact story. Now, I'm going to explain to you guys first the buy position that I end up taking the first try, which it took me out of stop loss. Right now, it did hit my take profit 1 for 50 pips, but in this position I did manage to have a little bit wide stop loss. For these past 3 trades that I've taken, I did have a wide stop loss. As you guys can see, it's a 70 pip trade. I usually go with my stop loss over 40 to 50 pips, but sometimes I do just push a little bit lower. It depends on how the setup looks, right? Now with this setup, I did have a 70 pip as well, which my entry was at 20.30, and then my stop loss was right over here, which is going to be at 23.22. So check this out. We did see that this was sent out as a buy limit, right? So I did the buy limit. You guys already know exactly how buy limit is sent, right? So I did send the buy limit at this zone over here, which is 20.30. Price activated my trades. We were in a little bit drawdown, and then price started pushing back into the upside. I finally got into profit, hit my take profit 1 for 50 pips, and then price pulls back into the downside, right? We reject this zone again, which is 23.27, which is another area of interest, right? So I had 2 area of interest, 20.30 and then 23.27. We did see that we got the rejection from 23.27, and then once again got pushed back into the upside, and again rejecting off the 20.35, right? Which 20.35 was my 50 pip stop loss. So for the idea for me to go break even and to actually at least count this trade as a break even, not a loss, is at least if we get a 1-on-1 risk to reward trade, right? So whenever I hit a 1-on-1 risk to reward trade with any single setup that I'm taking, right, that's where I'm gonna secure partial of my trade or half of my trade and just leave my runners running with stop loss at break even, right? So if it does take me out of break even, I at least secure half of my profits and just pretty much just move on to the next trade. As you guys can see, price did not get near my 1-on-1 risk to reward trade, so I just end up leaving this trade run, and then unfortunately it just took me out of stop loss, which is fine, right? So we were ready to secure 3% with this trade. This percent I end up losing 1%, so in total for the day I was up 1%. Now I was actually interested in continue looking for the sales position due to the fact that, as you guys can see from the minor time frame, you guys can see that we are heading to downside, creating lower lows and lower high. And as you guys can see, the 20.35, which we did see rejection 3 times in a row. One over here, one right there, and another one right here. You guys can see it's a minor support. Whenever price breaks under support, the whole idea is for price to give me the pullback, retest this structure over here to then continue the sales back into the downside, right? So that's pretty much the whole idea on how I trade support and resistance. Now, the reason why then I ended up taking the sales as well was because I was more focused on the higher time frame, which obviously the higher time frame is stronger than the lower time frame, and then the higher time frame we were still in a bullish market. So check this out. Once we did end up getting the stop loss, right, which is fine, right, end up losing 1%, I did notice that it was pretty much manipulation, right? So you guys already know manipulation, how it works. Manipulation is pretty much whenever price, let's say that you guys are looking for buy position and you guys are waiting for pullback. Pretty much manipulation is when price takes out everyone that entered buy position right over here and then starts having to switch the structure, and from there on you guys can continue looking for buys. That's exactly what price did right over here. It manipulated everyone that was looking for buy position here, which I was one of them. I end up getting taken out a stop loss, and then the new buyers started taking the profits back into the upside, right? So this was sent as a buy limit, right? Now usually my buy limit doesn't do that all the time, but there's some time that obviously it does gonna happen, because again, you can't predict the market. You can't not make the market the way that you want it, right? Which is fine. So once I did see that price manipulate everyone, what I waited for was for 2 scenarios. 1, a break and retest above 2030, or 2, a break and retest above 2027. Now 23.27. Now 23.27 is more likely a high risk trade due to the fact that I prefer buying above the 2030, which is the clear resistance, right? Not under the area resistance, because you guys can see 23.27 is under this area of resistance, right? So this was considered as a high risk trade. I did set it up as a buy limit. So check this out. Once we did form this high over here, I did set my limit at 23.27, which price activated my trade. Was consolidating for a while. I was not paying attention to the chart, and I didn't even have the alarm. I just let the trade do its thing. And then I was just going along through my day. And then when I look back at the market, right, I did see the market was at 23.41, which it hit every single my take profit. And then we hit a 1 or 2 risk to reward trade over 150 pips, which is dope. So made back the loss, back up 3%, and then we hit 140 pips, which obviously we made back the loss from this setup over here that we first took, and made back more of the profits, right? So which is dope. So this was kind of a stop loss because it was pretty much an early entry. This one played out very nice. This was what I should have waited for earlier, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, this is exactly the same exact setup that I sent you guys this morning. If you guys were able to catch this setup, then you guys obviously made the money. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the analysis of the trade recap. So now with gold, what I'm going to be looking at for these next couple hours, I'm not going to be trading out since the market, this is not the time that I trade. I usually just trade during the London and the New York session. But I'm definitely going to be looking for pullback around 23.25, 23.32 for potential push back into the upside, or just simply create those higher lows to then continue back into the upside. So that's the only thing that I'll be waiting for these next couple of hours. Again, the market is going into, you know, the slow sessions. So I really don't trade the session at all. But yeah, guys, so that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys find this videos helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.